I don't know why I'm going like bonanza there.
Yeah, I
was just
appreciate
feeling it.
Wow, I appreciate the energy that you're bringing this morning.
Yeah. So we're just double checking that we're live. I think my bonanza was in there. We just got to make sure the software we used the software we used updated here. So
we're live.
Okay, good. We'll see where we're at. We'll see when that actually kicked in there. So it is August 20th. We are just on the cusp of the start of the 2024-25 school year in the North Penn School District. Dr. Bauer, how we feeling? We ready?
Good morning, Mr. Gilmer, and good morning to everybody who is watching us Facebook Live or who is watching us not live, but from a Facebook Live video. Bob, before we get started, it is my nephew's 10th birthday. I got to give a shout out to Thomas, who turns 10 today.
Happy birthday, Thomas.
Happy birthday, Thomas. All right. So August 20th, here we are. We have people kind of trickling back in. There's a bunch of stuff going on here at the ESC today. I was in one of our middle schools this morning for a meeting, and there's a bunch of teachers coming back, setting up their classrooms. So yeah, the ball is rolling. We're getting ready. Convocation Monday, 2,000 staff members coming back to campus. And then students orientation on Tuesday, Bob, and first day of school on Wednesday.
It's about to get noisy.
It is, and I like it. I like the energy.
It's a good noise. Yeah. So I often think about this time of year. So, for parents, there could be a little bit of melancholy, like, oh, the summer's about to end. My kids are going to go back to school. But I think there's a lot of parents, and I would put myself back in this category back in the day, like looking forward to getting the kids back in school. Let's get into that routine a little bit. And like, you guys can have them for a little bit. I think there's a little bit of that. And so those who are watching, where are you at? Are you in the, just a little sad my kids I'm not going to have them for 24 hours straight every day? Or are you looking forward to their opportunity to be with friends at school? So just throw that in the chat there and tell us what you're most looking forward to.
Chat, what are you most looking forward to? There we go.
Way to go, chat. How about you personally? Your kids ready to go back to school? How's the Bauer household doing?
Yeah, so I think a lot of people know this, but those who don't know me personally, my wife is a teacher in a neighboring school district. So she's gearing up to go back, and I think they're ready. It's always a little bit sad that the summer's over, and it's like, oh my gosh, it's here. All right, back to the grind. I personally like the routine of it all. Like, I'm a very regimented person. I get up at the same time. I do my exercise. And like the routine of the school year helps me really get into a flow of things. So personally, and we get into this business, Bob, because of kids, right?
Kids.
Like, you like to help kids, and you like to support their dreams and help them be successful. So bringing the kids back is helpful. It helps bring the energy and gets me excited. So yes, I'm sad that we're turning the page on another summer, but I am excited to get people back.
So this morning, we launched our secondary schedules at 8 a.m. today. So if you haven't checked your kid's schedule, or your kid hasn't checked it because they're not awake yet, we are talking about secondary. So many of those kids might be asleep right now. So schedules are being released today. That's an exciting day always too, So in our digital world, it's all done online now. So there's no traipsing down to the school and looking at a list on a window anymore. But it's an exciting day where we're going to find out, what your classes look like, who your teachers are, all that great stuff. So this is the start, right? This is where we're getting right into it. My kids aren't in school, so I'm just getting my kids. My son's doing his thing, and the Air Force, and my daughter's she hasn't started classes yet. Sometime next week she starts. So I don't know. It's the same.
But Mrs. Gilmer,
she
works in a school.
She does. So she has been eagerly working at the school with her principal on the schedules and all of that stuff as well. And I'm very excited to have the kids come back into the building. So normally in Superintendent Live, we talk about school board meeting, and we could talk about it, but basically it was kind of normal business going on at the last action meeting. Nothing major, nothing brand new. It's just kind of the August business of getting ready for the school year. But I know a lot of questions, and I don't know if you have anything on the school board meeting per se.
If I had to, I have the agenda pulled up here, Bob, and if I had to point to a few things, like the biggest thing, and the reason we host or hold the work sessions and action meetings, aside from, like you said, one of the things was approving the winter athletics supply bid, and like, it's just traditional business.
Yep.
Is really personnel, right? I mean, the summer season is hiring season, And we have to have these meetings because a lot of people, when they're coming from other school districts, they have to have 30, 60 days notice to come here. Mm-hmm. So if we approve them in July, in many cases, we don't get them till mid-September.
Yeah.
So it's just every time we have an opportunity to have an action meeting and improve personnel, we want to get as many people in as quickly as we can. But there's a couple fun little things on this agenda for the School Nutrition Services Department. There's a frozen yogurt machine, Bob. There's a chef consulting. So then there's an equipment replacement. And a lot of people don't put a lot of thought into the fact that school cafeterias, the kitchens, are one of the most expensive parts of a school building.
Yeah.
And we have 18 buildings that have kitchens with very expensive equipment. So
we are the largest, if you combine all of our schools, we are the largest restaurant in Montgomery County.
I like that.
The number of people served, the number of seats, we are by far the largest restaurant in Montgomery County collectively.
There you go.
So that's a lot of stuff. That's a lot of parts, a lot of ovens, a lot of refrigerators. It's big stuff. And it's not going to Lowe's and picking up, oh, do I want the freezer on the bottom or do I want the freezer on the top? It's not that. It's
right.
Big stuff. So
yeah, and there are aspects of our operation as the North Penn School District that are enterprise funds, essentially that they are self-sufficient from a financial standpoint, right? So school nutrition services, that is not funded by taxpayer dollars. That is funded, they have an enterprise fund. They have their own money, their own accounts. Same thing with our extended school care program. So when you see these types of RFPs on the agenda, that money is coming out of their budget, not our general fund. So just something to share. But you're right. The actual agenda itself was pretty boring, which is a good thing. Major things on there.
Talking about hiring, I was just looking at our induction list, and I think it's relatively accurate. It is 65 teachers that are going through induction as part of this year's induction class, which matches closely to what we have for retirees at the end of last school year. So a lot of hiring, and that induction is just teachers. So that doesn't include support staff and drivers and bus drivers, those kinds of things. So yeah, lots of things happening in our HR department. So what I was getting to is, we've been working on, and we've seen different things come through the agenda for different pieces. The renovation for the high school project is moving along. You want to give us a status or tell people where we're at on that?
Sure, I'd be happy to, Bob. So, of course, we had a bunch of capital projects going on this summer. I was actually just over at Pembroke this morning, and they're wrapping up the new roofs on those modulars over there, which, of course, you don't want to put money into temporary modulars that have been there for 30 years, but it's necessary. And we did a new roof at the high school, all kinds of projects going on, right? But the planning and preparations for the renovation of North Penn High School continue. Really, the schematic design is done. And we've presented on that publicly many times. We're now into design development. Like we're having department chairs from, say, the math department or the special education department or the science department come in and help us to design those rooms. What kind of casework? What kind of furniture do they need? All those things. So it's really coming together. We've presented in front of Towmenson Township multiple times just to, we are partners in the community and just keeping them in the loop on things. We have shared publicly that transportation will be staying on that property. It just was not financially feasible to acquire and build or renovate what we're looking for in a location that works for the school district. So we're going through the process of that as well. And there are all kinds of permitting and land development and water management and all these things that have to happen when you do a construction project of this size. So we are still on pace to start the renovation next summer. We've been saying summer of 2025 all along. Looks like we're on pace. Things should go out to bid for the first phase just after the new year, and hopefully we start some of that project next summer.
So people will start to see things next spring, late spring, mid-spring, start some of the staging, the construction staging and fencing and those kinds of things that will begin, right, for next summer.
Yeah, absolutely. And as of right now, that's not all flushed out yet, but sure. I do think a lot of the staging will be located on the WMPV property. Even that building itself, that little tiny building, could be used as an office for the construction manager. We're working out all those logistics, but when you do something like this and you do an addition, and we are obviously trying to connect to increase the campus circulation, you got to bring in a lot of stuff, right? A lot of materials, and you have to stage that somewhere. where our campus is pretty compact to begin with. So there's not a lot of space to just put materials down, like
stuff
steel.
down.
Yeah, and all those things. I mean, think about what it looks like when you build a house. Now imagine building a school and all the staging that would be necessary. So that's where we currently see it kind of residing during the construction phase of it. But yeah, it's exciting. It's moving along, and the plans are really taking shape. We have weekly meetings with the architects, the engineers, school district administration, and definitely coming along.
Excellent. So last week we had a couple big things. First thing I'll jump in with is Build a Bag, which has been going on for several years now. Very successful. We had over 300 bags, backpacks with materials, markers, all the school supplies packed and delivered. Dr. Bauer, did you get over there this year?
I did.
Okay. Well, how'd it go? What did it look like?
Oh, it's awesome. So another community partner, JL Fried, Honda JL Fried, their owner or president, Don, is a member of the North Penn Education Foundation. So Don generously, graciously lends us some space over there. And we line up tables with all these school supplies. You know, you got pencils at this station, erasers, highlighters, markers, calculators, all those things. You grab a backpack or two, and there are signs and it says, grab 2, grab 3. And we pack up these backpacks. There are 300 of them for students in our school district. And it's just a really neat thing. You get, 40, 50 community volunteers coming together to help families and get them ready to have a successful start to their school year. We even had some extras this year that we were able to donate to Manna on Main, another great community partnership that we've enhanced over the last couple of years. And just really, we want everybody to be equipped and ready to go at the start of the year. So if you are watching this and you know someone who needs a backpack, needs school supplies, please reach out to us. We will certainly equip you with the things that you need to have a great school year.
Yeah, in particular, if you do, or you know somebody, or you yourself said this is something I think we could utilize, reach out to your school guidance counselor. I know that each of the schools, they're kind of the determiners of where those materials go. So that's who you want to reach out to. And also last week we had our kindergarten Strong Start program. Last week we had kindergarten readiness, which is different than what we've got coming up for orientation in the first week of school. Talk to me about what Strong Start is for kindergarten. So all of our class of 2037 parents coming in, what is that program and why is that different this year than other years?
Great. So there's a lot of kindergarten stuff, and shout out to Jeff Kraut. He just dropped a line for teachers in North Penn. Thanks, Jeff. There it is. Thanks, Bob. But there is K-Day, which is a day where students and families come in to check out the bus, hear a little bit more about what it's going to be like on the first day of school. Then there is kindergarten readiness, kind of a acclimation to the actual process. And then we are piloting a program called Strong Start in a handful of our elementary schools this year. That is Gwinnett Square, Knapp, Oak Park, Culp, and Montgomery. 5 schools. And essentially what it is, Bob, is you mentioned back in the day when you and I were kids, you would go to the school and there'd be a list on the window, right? And you find out, oh, I have Mr. Bauer. Oh, I have Mr. Gilmer, and so forth. Well, this is a process for not necessarily predetermining who each student has, right? So you bring the kids in, you put them in groups. They kind of rotate through all of the teachers. All of the teachers in that school and in kindergarten get to know all of the kids. And the kids get to know all of the teachers. So certainly it helps to enhance the community feel. It's, you're not just in your community of 22 students or whatever it is, but rather it's everybody together. So they have 5 days of getting to know the students, getting to know the students' needs, their strengths, and then creating the class lists from there. So really, we've heard from other school districts that do this, that it's really successful. So we're giving it a try in a few of our buildings where the principals were like, yeah, I want to try that. And then, of course, our kindergarten teams are on board. And if it is as successful as we think it will be, then we might see it spread across all 13 elementary schools maybe next year. So really looking forward to that. We did host information sessions, Bob, with your help. I see Chibuka giving me some shout outs there in the comment. Chibuka, you need to be my hype guy.
He is the hype guy, for sure.
Yeah, I hope you're doing well, buddy. It's great to hear from you. So yeah, that is strong start. Looking forward to the success there, and putting the students in classes together and making it fair for everyone, and rather than predetermining and guessing based off of a piece of paper, but getting to know the students and creating balanced classes in those schools. So it's an exciting initiative.
I just got a shout out too from Jamal, so thanks, appreciate it. So the other thing for kindergarten that's different, and as a kindergarten parent, you've been receiving messages from your school and whatnot, but keep in mind on your first day of school, that is your orientation, and that's a scheduled item for you that happens throughout the day. You come with your child to school that day, and that's part of the orientation. So that's a little bit different. That's the way we've been doing it for years, but it's something to keep in mind. If you haven't read the emails about some of the kindergarten pieces, now's the time to figure that out. All right, so I don't have a huge list of anything else to go over. We're just getting excited for the start of the school year. Anything else you want to throw out to the chat before we begin to wrap up here?
So I feel compelled in looking at this video right now. Bob, you see this right here?
Yeah.
Artwork.
I see the art.
That artwork is produced by none other than Mr. William Patchell.
Oh.
Mr. Patchell frequently comes to our school board meetings. He created 17 oil paintings for folks here at the ESC, and he is quite the talented artist. So he gave us our choice. I picked a winter landscape because I obviously love to ski and love snow and all those things. So anyway, if you need some artwork for your office,
I do.
Well, you should stop by and pick up an original work from Mr. Patchell. But back onto the main road, as Dr. Kim would say. No, Bob, I think I'm just really excited to have the energy back, to welcome staff and students back to what we do best and what we love to do. Every school year has its challenges, right? Every school year has its things that, you would prefer don't happen. But we have a wonderful team here. We have a very supportive community, and I'm excited to make 24-25 the best school year we've ever had, right? What are you doing if you're not trying to be better each and every year? So I did, every summer I try to read a couple books that get me inspired and get me ready for the school year. And the most recent one that I am not quite finished, but am reading is a book by John Wooden, longtime, very successful basketball coach at UCLA. I think he holds the record for the most national championships, and just there's little tidbits, words of wisdom in there. So 2 things really resonated with me, Bob, and maybe this will get you going for a new school year. Okay.
All right.
Number 1 was learn as though you will live forever, and live as though there is no tomorrow. Right. So that's deep stuff right there. That's, really embrace the learning and experience as much as you can, but also embrace today. Right. So the learning will take you to places you couldn't imagine, but it's also important to embrace the moment. The other one that I really put the book down and had to think on for a little bit was, there is nothing stronger than gentleness. I really like that. And, there are times as a teacher, you have that student who's frustrating, or the behavior is really getting to you. And you try to tell yourself as an educator, this child needs me, right? This is what we're here for. If everyone was going to behave and everyone just knew everything the first time you taught it to them, the job would be easy. The job's not easy, right? And so we are here to support children, and the gentleness goes a long way. And I'm just really excited for those opportunities to be in front of us again. So
I wasn't thinking of any book quotes, but I was going to quote myself. But the gentleness, it resonates with me, and especially this time of year. Talk about, we've got 13,000 kids coming in. We're excited. We have over 2,000 staff members all working on this. We've got 30,000 parents that are getting ready for the school year. There's a lot of people, a lot of things, and they are 50,000 some different stories and perspectives and angles. And knowing that all of us, you, myself, every teacher, every parent, everybody here in this North Penn community are here helping out North Penn and doing what we can, because we care about kids. We said that off the top, and we want great things to happen. So this is the time of year where there's a lot of compressed information and things all happening at once. And I always say, okay, let's just deal with each thing as it comes along. But keep in mind, all of us are trying to do what's best for kids in every moment. So a little bit of grace and understanding, and trying to get back to people as fast as you can. I've told you this before. I tell my own staff, the week before teachers come back and 2 weeks after school starts, I always deem it here. We're currently in no angry month. Can't be angry, right? You can't be surprised that people need everything. Everybody needs everything right now. There's going to be a lot of requests coming in, and then to take each thing and just work through it and do your best. I wish I could get to us being like no angry all the time, right? Like, sometimes we get stressed and frustrated, but we got to step back and realize, why are we here? What are we doing? And we all I enjoy doing this every day. So it's really easy to not get upset or angry most of the time, right? Sometimes it happens, right? You're like, frustrated. It's a difficult day, but always keeping in mind that all of us here are here to support. So as we start the year, give a little grace, some gentleness to start the school year. It helps everybody. It helps your kid. It helps everybody else. And know that we're all on the same side working to have a great start of the school year and a great school year.
Yeah, you said that beautifully, Bob. I mean, it is truly a partnership, right? And they say it takes a village, and there could be an eye roll. Oh, I've heard that before. It really does. It really, really does. And I know one thing, we are definitely stronger together, right? When we work together, when it's the community and it's parents and it's staff, and we work together to support kids. That doesn't mean everything's going to be smooth sailing all the time. Everything's going to be perfect in the way you want it. That's fair. But partnering, collaborating, working together, helping one another, that's what's best for children. And we need to have a commitment to doing that together. And there is no better place and no more supportive place than North Penn School District. Our community is just wonderful. So excited for all of that. You said it great. I like the no angry month. Do my best, Bob. Do not get angry.
No, you can't. It's really exciting to get the buildings buzzing again. Sometimes we make a joke when we hit June, right? And it's like, wow, this building's pretty normal and quiet without kids. I'm like, yeah, well, that's not why the building's here.
Yeah, it's not fun. It's not fun.
Not fun. It might be quiet, but it's not fun. There's not a whole lot of energy. So yeah, even the activities are back. The band's back. The athletic teams are in their preseason. Our first football games this Friday. So even right now, our NPTV crew is gearing straight up to get ready for Friday night, and we're right in it. It's just bing, bing, bing. Here we go, ready to start. So I'm excited to start school year. We'll give a shout out here to Andy.
Oh, there you go.
Secondary schedules are up. Kids are buzzing. Yeah. Finding out what their schedule is. So
I was in a meeting this morning. It kind of took me back, but for those who aren't aware, I used to be the high school principal, and I was an assistant principal in another district before that. And I was in a meeting this morning with a student, and he was like, "Oh, schedule just got released." And I pulled up his schedule, and he was like, "All right, what do I have first period? Who do I have second period? Yes." It's like the energy of who my teachers are and are my friends in my class and what lunch do you have and all those things. It gets the energy going. So if you are watching this and there's something wrong with your schedule, contact your school, contact your counselor, your assistant principal. We'll get through it. There are, like you said, there are 13,000 students. Half of them are secondary students, and secondary students on average have, let's say, 8 teachers. So let's do some quick math and say 6,500 students times 8 periods, right? That's a lot. That's over 50,000 sections, right? And then you throw in all of the elementary students, and they have their teachers as well. And there's going to be mistakes. There's going to be things we have to fix. We'll get through it. We always do, like you said. No angry month.
No angry month. Got to get it done. We're all going to get it done. All right, Dr. Bauer, anything else before we wrap up for this morning?
No, I just want to wish everyone a wonderful end to the summer. Staff, we will see the whole group at North Penn High School at 10 a.m. in the auditorium. I recommend getting there a little bit early. Traffic's going to be tough.
It's always good to get there early.
Get there early. Have a seat early. We think it'll be a great beginning to the school year. And then we look forward to seeing our orientation students. So you're talking kindergarten, 7th grade, 10th grade. And then on Wednesday, we have everybody. So just here we go. Let's do it.
All right. Just to clarify, Wednesday's orientation for kindergarten.
Oh, you're right. That's great. Thank you. Thank you.
7th and 10th is on Tuesday.
Thank you.
They come in, and then on Wednesday is the orientation day where you come in with your kid and at the scheduled time. So
thank you, Bob.
We're going to have false information there. All right. Very good. I can't wait.
Can't wait.
7 days, 8 days. We're going to see everybody. As always, thank you, everybody, for watching. And you can continue to throw questions and comments here in the chat.
You missed that one, Bob.
I know.
Chat, please throw us questions and we will respond. Bob continues to monitor.
I put a little bit of Yoda there where I was like backwards.
Yeah. All good. Bob, hey, thanks for everything you did this summer to get us ready. I know convocation's a heavy lift in your department as well. But I hope everyone has a great remainder to the summer. We'll see you all very, very soon and excited for it.
Take care, everybody.